All right. So something fun that we found out, I guess. Ryan Joy from Minutes to Bell Time. He texted all of us. He found this new software that's able to take out all of the uhs and the ums out of these videos. So, it's actually pretty cool. Apparently, on Monday, when I was on the Daily Wrestling News show yesterday, he cut off about 6 minutes, I guess, because of me. So, yeah. Yeah, we clocked it. I think we ended on air, and I guess Ryan was like a little over 30 minutes, and he cut it down to like 26 or 27. Like, I have to say that's on me. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back live this week. We are here. This is episode 55 of the Essential Wrestling Podcast, powered always by the Eastern Observer. John DeConnie, you can taste the power. Jonathan just got his power next to his autographed Tony Storm picture. Great place for that. Like I said, we are back live this week. We had advertised to Sean Whipple with us. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency. He will try to be on a future episode. So we hope all is well with him and everything that's going on with him. He is sincerely apologetic. He will be back. We are live. I am on location in remote Long Island. I am Jersey strong, but my job right now is to defend New York. So that's what I will be doing. But in the meantime, we're going to get to some wrestling. On the bottom part of my screen, as always, a living legend, first ever PWP champion, John DeConnie. John, how are things today?
Not bad, not bad. Double nickels today, baby. 55. Here we go. Another fun week.
That's it. Yeah, double nickels. I had a guy to say, man, I'm double nickels today on his 55th birthday. James Wheeler's back. We got James back. He didn't give up on us, even though he took the week off. We love you, James. Glad to have you back. John Smith, you're back with us as well. How are things from your end?
Good.
Good. Yeah, that's a great answer. I know you have to think about that for a second. So, on today's episode 55, we have a new NXT North American champion. We have new Impact Tag Team champions. A little swerve on that one. That was fun. Big E took a black mass on SmackDown. Gary Mehaffy, he is back with us again to discuss the huge NXT UK Heritage Cup Championship match. Rounds match. It was a historical match. Something happened there that hasn't happened ever before. Actually, a couple things. Ryan Joy will be with us later. He's going to be on our pick segment with All Elite Wrestling and Double or Nothing picks. And he's here. He's got nothing other. Normally that's where I tell you what's going on in the indie scene. Ryan's got nothing today, so he's just going to join us for Double or Nothing picks, which is great. And as I said, we make all of our picks for this week's upcoming show. You will see the graphics and statistics presented by MinutesToBellTime.com and Ryan Joy. And as always, the picks and the show is sponsored by ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. And guys, she'll like it too. And I know you were on the text chain. I'm going to ask Ryan if Maggie May enjoyed it too. I saw the Ryan found some Eugenics Total Tea in his local supermarket. And I guess inquiring minds want to know, is Flutie or Thomas? What's the Frank Thomas, sorry. Rob Thomas? No, that's the singer. Anyway, we're going to main event the show, as I said, with making picks for Double or Nothing. Look at this, ready? All right, so James he's got gimmicks for us. So if the crew had wrestling gimmicks, there you go. I'm the Al, King Kong John. Anything else for King Kong Bundy? John DeConnie's got the living legend gimmick, so I guess that already works. We're going to main event the show with picking Double or Nothing. But we're going to curtain jerk the show. I'm sorry, main event the Double or Nothing. We're going to curtain jerk. Here we go. For the first time, as far as I can remember, last night on Raw, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, they main evented the show. I thought the I'm looking at the little thing on the bottom, watching the replay this morning. I'm like, wait a minute, this is the end. Good for them. Good job. So let's see what we have in our notes. I got to flip the page here. Turn the page. So Shayna Baszler had some pretty harsh words for Reggie. And he was kind of standing right there. She wasn't really mixing she wasn't trying to hide it from him. So told Nia to leave him in the back so that Nia doesn't get distracted or Shayna doesn't get everything always bad happens around Reggie, and that's causing the distractions. That's why they're losing John DeConnie. And just like every man, when a woman tells them to do something, they just don't do it.
And just like most men teased that he would do it because he stayed backstage during their entrance. They came out, the match starts. And maybe 2 minutes later, here comes Reggie sashaying down to ringside. And, and just in perfect time for Shayna to, have a pinning combo on Natty. And he distracts the ref for what could have been a tag team championship victory pinfall. But no, Natty eventually kicks out when the referee gets back to his job. Shayna then begins screaming at Reggie, admonishing him like a child, sending him back up the ramp. He's not too pleased about the whole idea, but he heads back up there. And, well, if you think one flash pot going off last week was extreme and might have singed his eyebrows, right about the time he got to the top of the ramp, about 12 of them went off like like it was Kane's birthday celebration. And Reggie comes tumbling back down the ramp. He's blind again. And this was just enough of a distraction for Natty to hit an inside cradle on Shayna and get the win and hold on to the tag titles for Natty and Tamina. And Shayna loses her bleep, gets right in Reggie's face again, and challenges him to a match next week.
And that's where we go from here. So 2 things here, John DeConnie. One, to continue the point, he didn't listen, to the woman, and he paid for it. That's usually what happens when we don't listen, to the women in our lives. He paid for it. Reggie paid for it. Shayna's all upset now. I'm willing to say, before we get started in picking this match, I'm willing to say that, Reggie delayed the referee to the point where, Shayna didn't get the 3. But if it wasn't for Reggie, she was in the sharpshooter. Those legs were crossed, and Natty got distracted first. So if Reggie wasn't there, she was turned over to tap anyway. So you know what? Let's just be fair here to Reggie. But I digress. Reggie's going to get his ass kicked next week, John Smith.
Yeah, he's not going to land one single shot in. He's going to avoid a lot of her advances, but then she's going to end up choking him out. Maybe he'll crap his pants. Who knows?
Yes, I would love to see that, John DeConnie. Can we see streaks in Reggie's photos here?
As JR says, he better be wearing darks. I think he's going to get strangled.
Yeah, I think he's going to get stretched. Yeah, it was a snap, crackle, and crap or whatever. That's what McAfee says about Shayna Baszler, right? Staying in the women's division. Thank you very much. Staying in the women's division, Nikki Cross, welcome back. Here we go. She interrupted a discussion between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair, challenging them. Good for her. Way to step up. Charlotte already had a match. Not to mention it's not worth Charlotte's time, being the beat as Charlotte is. But Rhea accepted. Now, the weird thing was, Charlotte said she could beat, if she wanted to, Nikki Cross in 2 minutes. I don't think Rhea said anything about that, but yeah, John DeConnie, this was a 2-minute challenge anyway.
Yep, and Rhea, pretty much had control of the match, but she got a little distracted, wasn't really watching the clock, and Nikki managed to run out the clock.
Rhea was wrestling a normal match. Nikki got the offense in early. It took about a minute, and then Rhea was fighting back, and they were just. I don't even think Rhea knew it was a 2-minute challenge. I think that's kind of how they played that. But yeah, this happy-go-lucky Nikki Cross. Okay, not really a fan of it. I like my Nikki Cross a little bit crazy, a little bit unstable. But that's just me. But then Charlotte walked the aisle right after that immediately, kind of laughing at Rhea that Rhea couldn't get the job done. And then now Charlotte and Asuka their match right after that, and I don't remember if this was a number one contenders match or not, but the winner got a title shot, Sean Connie.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't necessarily deemed a number one contenders match, but that certainly seems to be the way it played out. So, they start out you got Charlotte and you got Asuka. What more can you ask for in the women's division? They start out grappling, very technical. They go, hold for hold, counter for counter. Charlotte gets the first big offense in when she avoids a hip attack and uses a chop block. So now she can start working on the legs. She takes her outside, drops her, knee first on the steel steps, and everything's looking like it's starting to go Charlotte's way. Asuka manages to avoid that beautiful top turnbuckle moonsault that Charlotte does, but Charlotte continues and does a standing moonsault and does manage to hit her. But here's the problem. Now you're on the ground with Asuka, and if you don't have her unconscious, now she's going to start ground grappling, and you don't ground grapple with Asuka. Well, Charlotte found herself in the Asuka lock not too soon thereafter, but she went back into her history books, and she pulled up the chapter on Bret Hart and Roddy Piper at WrestleMania 8. She flipped over. Asuka didn't release it. 1, 2, 3. Charlotte gets the win.
Yeah, the double moonsault, that looks familiar. I wonder who she learned that from. Or am I wrong? Are wrestling moves like sexually transmitted? I don't know how this works, but that was Andrade. Yeah, Andrade. All right, so good for Charlotte Flair. And also shout out to both Charlotte and Asuka. Ric Flair, actually, I watched the match twice. You two, and it wasn't just for Charlotte. You both stole the show again. This is the feud. This is going to be a lifetime feud here, and Charlotte's getting up in the beginning. I think Asuka's only got her maybe like once or twice out of maybe like the 6 times they fought. So, hope fight forever with these two. It'd be absolutely great. John Smith, as a result of what happened last week, there's some stuff going on right now. The New Day and RK Bro, they're not really getting along right now. Kofi's doing his thing. We'll talk about Kofi in a second. So it was on to Xavier Woods to go with Riddle in a one-on-one match, and out of nowhere.
I did not see that coming. Riddle hits the RKO out of nowhere for the victory. It was a long match, a lot longer than I expected it to be. I was thinking, a one segment, 4.5 to 5 minute ordeal, but they gave them about 12 minutes to work, and they showed what Xavier could do, because Xavier's kind of always been the odd man out. He's the funny one, he's the trombone guy, but he did some pretty impressive moves. He pulled Riddle off the ground by his wrists. Riddle was upside down in the air. He caught him in a suplex, put him down that way. That was pretty cool, but it wasn't enough because Riddle hits the RKO out of nowhere for the victory.
Yeah, he went for Bro Derek, and Woods slipped out of it, and then just out of nowhere, bro, that was a stallion move right there, bro. John Smith, staying with you. We got some more heel-on-heel action right now. With Elias and Riker going for those tag titles. There was a one-on-one contest, AJ and Jackson Riker, and monumental victory to have on your resume here for one Jackson Riker.
Absolutely. It'll always say in the record books that Jackson Riker is 1-0 against AJ Styles. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because I like building up new guys, and Jackson Riker's got the look, and he's with the right guy. He's with Elias. Yep. He's going against the right guy in AJ Styles. This is like a perfect way to get him, higher than just an inaction kind of guy.
Just going through the rest of Raw real quick. Sheamus, he had it wasn't an open challenge this time. He knew he was fighting Carrillo. He got the win after he blocked the Hurricane Rana attempt, sat down for the pin, and then hooked the tights. Post-match beatdown was thwarted by Ricochet. Sheamus went for the post-match beatdown. I believe Gary can correct me on this. I believe that's called a pillock, what Sheamus was being. I think it's UK-ish or British for D-hole. I believe it's a pillock. So I remind me to ask Gary about that. Ricochet appeared for the save. The world may tear you down, but discipline. I'm gonna have to call security in like 5 seconds. Give me 1 second. That's how that finish the segment. But I didn't even know what Eva Maria was saying during that workout montage she was doing. I was too busy picking my jaw up off the ground. So the evolution is still coming. So we're looking forward to that.
So
Cedric Alexander defeated Shelton Benjamin. After a thumb to the eye, followed by the neutralizer. And then we're going to get to the big match of next week. So the show started with Lashley was in ring with his promo with his new posse. They're referring to Drew McIntyre as the Black Cloud in their life. They want to be done with this Black Cloud. Nothing more to do with Drew McIntyre. But here comes Drew. Then here comes Kofi. Those two went at it. They actually had a match where I believe, Postman Pierce came out. Liked the idea. Saw those two. Winner gets Bobby Lashley at Hell in the Cell. Lashley and MVP came in. They beat up both Kingston and McIntyre at the same time. So next week they're going to go at it again. So we have Drew McIntyre. We have Kofi Kingston. One more time. The winner will get Bobby Lashley at Hell in the Cell. Can we assume inside Hell in the Cell, especially if it's Drew McIntyre, John McConney?
I was paying attention to that because I just don't. I don't have a feel for which blood feuds are going to wind up inside the cells. So Pierce did say at Hell in a Cell, not in the Hell in a Cell. So obviously it could still go that way, but as it stands right now, it's not booked as such. But it doesn't matter because I don't think we're getting necessarily a victor next week either. And I think this winds up as a 3-man at the pay-per-view. Whether it's in the cell.
We're rolling it back with another 3-way dance for McIntyre not to lose and then continue this, John Smith?
I'm going to go with Kofi on this one, unless they do the Hell in the Cell, because I don't think they're going to put Kofi in the cell with Lashley. I think they'll do Drew with Lashley, or they might have. Has there ever been a triple threat Hell in a Cell match before?
That could be a nice first. I remember the Usos and the New Day were the first ever tag team match inside Hell in a Cell. I don't recall there ever being a triple threat.
Yeah, I feel like there was some sort of crazy 6-man involving like Kurt Angle and a couple guys like way back in the day inside the cell.
Was that inside the cell?
What was that?
Yeah, that was when Roman got sick and Kurt Angle filled in as a member of the Shield.
Oh, yeah.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like 10, 15 years before that.
Oh.
I don't know, maybe not. Needless to say, we've it's not like they haven't done it a lot. So a triple threat match inside the cell would be really cool to see.
All right, I'm gonna go McIntyre straight up here. I just don't. This is not ending. I don't know why. I don't know how. I'm loving. I'm going to be rooting for Kofi Kingston. Not sure how or why he got thrown into this. We have a delivery here in parts unknown, so just be cool for a little bit. The beeping will go away, I promise. As we switch gears to SmackDown, we're going to lay the smack us down. Speaking of multi-man matches, John Smith, we had a 404-way Intercontinental Championship match. So let's rewind here real quick because Aleister Black, once again, he's up to Chapter 4 on his favorite bedtime story. Who God knows what he said. I guess his dark father brought him up to hate us. John Smith, as the only parent on this screen, in your opinion, how are the dark father's parenting skills?
Terrible.
Yeah, sounds like it. Okay. So, and then the Intercontinental Championship match, and these they tied right together.
Yeah, so we got Apollo Crews versus Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn versus Big E. Tornado style, no DQ, obviously. Everybody, bodies all over the place. Kevin Owens diving over the top rope. At one point, Big E caught, or no, who was it? Apollo caught Sammy in some sort of T-bone with his leg involved, and then Big E picked them both up in a German from behind, and right when he slammed him back at this double suplex, he gets frog splashed by Kevin Owens right after that. This match was like the intercontinental version of that 3-way we got at the pay-per-view for the world title. This was world title quality. Everybody deserved to win this match, but Aleister Black thought Apollo Crews, or thought that Big E definitely did not deserve to win this match because he came out, destroyed him. Apollo gets the victory, gets the pin on Big E. So now it looks like Big E's branching off to go with Aleister Black.
Yeah, that's a great start to bring Aleister Black back. That's a great next step for Big E. I think that's going to be fun. This could leak into SummerSlam, right? You can throw them, just keep them away, away enough to a point where they can, end up together. Specifically, I think it's just Money in the Bank next, right? It's going to be the Cell, then Money in the Bank, and then SummerSlam, right? June, July, August. Is that how mathematically how the calendar works?
Believe so.
Yeah, right. Makes sense. I don't know. If they took away a planet, I'm sure they could take away a month too. I don't know how this all works. The show started. Sonya Deville welcomed us to SmackDown with a parade of champions, along with the announcement that broke earlier in the day on Friday that WWE is getting back on the road. Yay! Not coming to the tri-state area though. Boo. Bayley came out pissed that she wasn't acknowledged. Ding dong, hello, longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion ever. Like, come on. And then hell broke loose with Bianca Belair stormed the ring. And then the crossover rule was once again in effect, where Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, they came out. So a 6-woman tag team match came upon this with Bayley, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. They got the win over Bianca Belair and Natalya and Tamina after Shayna Baszler made Natalya tap out to the Karabuta clutch, which was the result, which was why Nia and Shayna got the championship match they did main eventing Monday Night Raw last night. So, real quick question. I am confused. They call it the Karabuta clutch, John Connie. Who is Karabuta?
It's Kirafuda, and I don't know exactly what that means in Japanese, but I'm sure
it's not a woman named Karabuta?
No, sir.
Okay, gotcha. Roman doesn't like to brag on live TV, so we had Paul Heyman do it for him. Good choice. Then Cesaro came out, followed quickly with another attack by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is not letting this go at all whatsoever. Rewind backstage, Jimmy Uso went to Sonya Deville, wanting a tag team match with his brother Jay against the Street Profits. Now, Jimmy's cool with this. Jay needs to run this past the big dog, and Jay is not too thrilled that this is going on right now. Roman's not too thrilled that this is going on right now. The Street Profits pretty much said, the Street Profits want this. So here's where we are. It is actually going to happen Friday night on SmackDown. The Usos are back together, kind of, maybe, I don't know. Street Profits on full force. This is actually a dream match if it was actually a legit 2-on-2, but you kind of get the feeling that this might be a 2-on-1. I don't see Jay even being a part of this, John Connie.
Yeah, exactly. It looks Roman had some special message to whisper in Jay's ear. Leads me to believe Jimmy's going to get left high and dry, in which case I'll take the Street Profits.
John Smith.
Yeah, exactly what he said. The Street Profits going to get their victory over the Usos that they won on their record books, and then the Usos will start fighting each other moving forward.
That'd be a fun SummerSlam match. Uso versus Uso. I think it's a little too soon to pull it in the cell, but I think that would actually be a lot of fun. Dominic Mysterio, he defeated Robert Roode on Bring Your Son to Work Day. I thought that was absolutely hysterical. After a 619 into the Guerrero Frog Splash. And then the moment that we've all been waiting for, Rick Bugs came out, the electric guitar player extraordinaire. I've never actually seen him play the electric guitar. I've only seen him master the air guitar on that one episode of NXT, and it was absolutely incredible. But he came out, he shredded Shinsuke Nakamura's music, where our benevolent king, as BJ Pavinka loves to say, our benevolent king walked the aisle against Baron Corbin. John DeConnie, I'm loving this feud, and now that Rick Boogs is in it, oh my God, yes.
Yeah. Corbin made his way down to ringside because I guess they already had the match scheduled. But he was furious that as he was making his way to ringside, playing over his shoulder on the Tron was shots of Nakamura with his crown from the previous week, and all. So he gets to the ring and immediately takes a mic instead of just getting ready for the match and demands Nakamura come out right now. And some dude comes out and basically he gives him the Rock treatment of, who in the blue hell are you? And he lets us know that he is Rick Boogs, man. And now, obviously, you knew who he was. Shame on me again. I wasn't all in on NXT back in, I guess, Mr. Bugenhagen's heyday. I have no idea who the hell this guy is, but Corey Graves pops for him like Randy Rhoads came back to life. He's sitting there with his flying V guitar, and he starts tearing it up. Nakamura comes down. We get ourselves, a decent match. It started in the middle of a commercial break, which drives me nuts. They come back out of commercial, and these guys are already, throwing leather. But Nakamura was getting set up for the end of days. He flipped out of it and rolled Corbin into a small package for the win. And Nakamura managed to just kind of walk his way back up the ramp with Boogs still tearing it up, even though he wasn't plugged in. I don't know what was going on, but the man can obviously play the guitar. Nakamura still got the crown. Corbin is apoplectic, and this was a hell of a segment.
Yeah, no, so the thing is, Eric Bugenhagen, I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Bugenhagen, I think you saw when I tried to play the encore. See, when you say in his heyday at NXT, it was literally one day. Like, if you blinked, you missed it. If you didn't watch that episode of NXT that week, you missed it. So it was before they were on USA. It was on the network. He got crushed by whoever he fought. He was in action that day, but what an inaction that was with that air guitar, and he was screaming like Freddie Mercury, and it was absolutely hysterical. So hopefully Boogs is here to stay. That'd be a lot of fun. To walk around with Nakamura for a while, just to jam him to the ring. Our benevolent King Sky Nakamura. See, I'm baiting PJ, but he doesn't watch the show, I guess. It's like chiming in on Ryan's thread, I guess, right? That's not
eventually we'll get a collaboration between him and Elias too.
Oh my God, that would be good. That would be really good. Yeah, what kind of world do we live in? So now do we have the tag team match set up between Boogs and Elias versus Jeff Jarrett and the Honky Tonk Man, where guys who actually know how to play the guitar versus a guy that uses it as a weapon consistently and a guy that just carried it like this. But I digress. Anyway, so that will do it for this portion of the beginning part of the show, gentlemen. We will bid you adieu for the time being. Don't go too far. Say hello to your loved ones, and of course, get some groceries. Stay hydrated. It's getting hot out in the tri-state area. As we bring in Gary Mehaffy, way overseas. Gary, the first question I have to ask you is, did I use the word pillock correctly?
You did, yeah. A pillock being an idiot or somebody who's stupid, yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, he's just being a jerk. He's jumping guys after matches. He cheats to win. Being an absolute pillock. Gary, how's everything going today? Everything going well?
Not too bad. Sore throat still, but I'll get there. I'm sounding a little bit James Brown or something here, but I'll go with my big sexy gimmick, so we're all right.
Yeah, there you go, big sexy. Honey of a British rounds match here, Gary. Some history was made not only with the title change, the cup change, whatever you want to call it. It's championship change hands for the first time. Tyler Bate is now the second ever Heritage Cup champion, but that went 0-0 going into 6.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like just standing up and applauding instead of even talking about the match. I mean, we've been talking about it. It was just unbelievable. I mean, the previous one, the week before, which was all action and go. This was a technical masterclass par excellence, as they say. And as you say, they've been close and a few times, and the bell rung towards the end. But we got into round 6 at 0-0, and then Tyler Bate takes it with an absolutely phenomenal match. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's one for the history books. That's the one you go back. If God forbid they ever come out with the best of NXT UK, like DVD or whatever, it's got to be like a 10-disc set. I mean, it just seems like they just show the whole library. That's probably why they don't come out with it, because you just watch everything. You're gonna be fine. And speaking of which, that goes for the opening match with Wolfie and Rampage Brown.
Yeah, I mean, just about. I was scary with the doctor bomb right at the end. He just about got him up and down for it. But obviously they're building back to Rampage and Joe Coffey again. And with Rampage working his way through, so maybe have a match with Mark Coffey coming up as well, just to keep building up to it. But again, two big boys and a really good match, like 6-minute match. Good back and forward. But say Rampage obviously putting a bit of steam behind him again and comes through.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he's gonna fight Mark, he's got to do it Thursday because next Thursday he does get Joe. From Scala reported from the office of Mr. Saint that there's 2 matches booked in 2 weeks. So that was last Thursday. So next Thursday we'll talk about it. And Joe and Rampage Brown, we got to make sure we put the Brown at the end of the Rampage. We don't want any copyright infringements on Mr. Khan's side. So yeah, that's gonna happen in 2 weeks. We'll get it. We'll make our predictions. That's gonna be Rampage Brown and Joe Coffey 2 in 2 weeks or a week and a half. Last week, where they said that Sid Scala said the next time Amal's in the ring, she's gonna have to face Xia Brookside. They didn't make the match official. Then when I saw Amal's music hit, promises are promises, has to be Xia. And then Gary, here she comes. She was pissed. She wasn't jumping around. She wasn't doing that little shoulder shimmy that I love that she does. She was pissed. I was pissed with her. I'm sitting there, I'm like, God, let's do this. Damn it, Gary. Damn it.
I know. I honestly couldn't believe it because I was like, Amal has obviously kind of come out of nowhere. They had the backstage segment last week, and it was like, okay. And when I saw them come out, I thought, right, okay, this will be Xia gets her win back. She got put out of the 5-way. Here we are. And then, oh, no, she's not. Which again, I mean, it was interesting. It was different, but I say I was hoping. I was with you. I was hoping for Xia Brookside to pick up the win, and thought she would. But
yeah, and that was a devastating, spine buster slam. Like that was a pretty devastating move. I saw that. I'm like, oh crap, she ain't getting out of that, and she did. So shout out to a clean victory. She's the heel, but she won clean. No dirty tactics from her end. Which is not very typical of stereotypical French wrestling characters. They cheat constantly. Amal got this one straight up, so I guess good for her. And Xia's got to pick herself back up, and now we got to start over again, and start with Jack Stars and work our way up. I guess. Speaking of picking themselves up and getting back on the horse again, the video package of Effie Valkyrie training, I guess, in the woods. To get better after her loss from Mika Satomura, and I finally put 2 and 2 together here, Gary. Who Valkyrie, finally, who she reminds me of. Do you remember the Wonder Years? Remember Winnie Cooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I feel like this is the modern day version of Danica McKellar, who played Winnie Cooper on the Wonder Years. So anyway, that's just me. Another thing we got, Teal Man, he approached Ashton Smith in the training facility when I guess Ashton was talking about his newborn son. I guess about a year ago. I guess he had a newborn son. Saying family is the most important thing in life. And then he asked him, well, where's Oliver Carter? Right? Where's Ollie? So I guess maybe Teal Man's getting to the head of Ashton Smith. What do you think about that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be good. I think Teal Man, I've been surprised since he came in that they haven't given him a little bit more of a definite push and a little bit more just stuff what he's doing on screen. So I think just giving him a little bit more screen time, a little bit more promo time, and then I say should take the win in it, and it'll move him up the rankings a little bit. So
if he's breaking shoulders, like if he's separating shoulders, that was an impressive win, and that was win number 2 for him. So I think he's gonna make short work of Ashton Smith, especially if Ollie's not around. So. And then, like I said, this whole episode was just a roller coaster of emotions for me. I was aggressive, I was raged, and then I was sad and I was depressed. At the end, I was just happy as all hell because I just witnessed a great match. But in the middle, man, that I laugh hysterically. No Amdar again. Yep. It's a Supernova Sessions. He survived for the time being. Now, I guess the Sid Scala announced 2 matches in 2 weeks. This is the other one. It's going to be Noam Dar versus Ilya Dragunov. Yeah. But he was just trying to help. He was trying to make it a spa day for Ilya. Trying to be nice. Got him a nice robe. Got him a therapy dog.
Therapy dog was brilliant. I laughed. Also, I'd love to know who comes up with it because I thought the robe. I was like, okay, that's cute. And then when the therapy dog came out, I thought that's just brilliant.
Yeah,
it was great.
Lenny the therapy dog, and that was funny. The best part about it was Dragunov. They got into it at the end. Dragunov called him a clown, and that he just okay. No one likes to have fun. He's gonna kick your ass. So he's not a clown. Whatever. He took off his little, whatever towel that was using as a headband. But they made some threats, and that's why they got into the fight. But the fact when Dragunov walked off, he came back and took the dog anyway. He's going to use the dog. That's going to be the best part about Dragunov. I think this is the fun. I think Lenny's going to keep him calm.
Yeah, it was that I thought was good because when he came back, and he wasn't even playing when he came back to take it. He wasn't playing it for a laugh. He wasn't playing it for a joke. He came back and almost left it as if to go, no, this will really help, and just took it and walked off. I was like, that's brilliant.
Seriously, I need this. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So maybe to be continued with Lenny. Lenny what was it called? Lenny be the therapy dog.
Lenny the therapy dog.
And then we have one match to pick. They only announced one match for next week. They announced two for 2 weeks. They only announced one for this Thursday coming up. Poor Shaw Samuels. He was just trying to place his bets. He wasn't bothering anybody. I'm assuming he was looking at ProWrestlingPick'em.com. I guess maybe they don't have the internet over in Europe yet. So he was doing it by pen and paper, making his picks for Double or Nothing probably, like we're gonna do later. And then here comes Nathan Frazier, gets in his business, and Nathan's a little pissed, because Shy helped know him win the rounds match the week before. So unfortunately, we don't have a graphic for this, but we got Shaw Samuels and we got Nathan Frazier. I spy a Jersey guy here, Gar.
Yeah, I'm going for NXT UK's resident country and western singer Nathan Frazier. He's gonna take it. It'll be another showcase for him, and I think building back long term for another match against Noam Dar down the line again for another one, like a few months down the line or whatever. But yeah, I think Nathan Frazier for this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I spy a Jersey guy. I'm gonna go with Nathan Frazier. I broke my heart to bet against him. Like I said, he's the one guy. He fought the one guy I can't ever bet against, and that's Noam Dar. I can't do it. Gary, that'll do it for this segment for NXT UK. But before we go, Gary, like I said, we're making a pick segment for AEW Double or Nothing at the end of the show. I know it's superbly late. However, you guys say it over there. The way you say superb. I know it's extremely late over there in Belfast in the UK. So anything bold predictions? Is Kenny Omega losing the championship? Is it Miro Day on Sunday? A lot of people are picking Britt Baker to win. Anything that you want to chime in on and give us your picks ahead of time here?
No, I mean, I honestly just the biggest thing for me is I'm just happy that finally Miro is just no longer the best man, that he's actually coming through, that they're doing something with him. So anytime, whatever Miro's in, I'll always pick Miro. So no matter what we're going for. So I have to say I'm a Miro man, if that doesn't sound stupid.
Yeah, I'm a Miro guy too. The funny thing is, Gary, it's actually he's got the title defense on Friday against Dante Martin, and then he's got the championship match against Lance if he doesn't beat Dante Martin. But then he's got Sunday at Double. Did you know that it's Rusev Day weekend this weekend? Isn't that weird that his first title defenses are on Rusev Day weekend? Actually, it's pretty crazy how that always works out for him. All right, Garrett, thank you very much again for staying up late with us. We hope you're feeling better, pal. We will talk to you soon.
Yep. See you later. Have a good one.
Okay, so take that. We'll bring back in John Smith. We will bring back in John DeConnie. We will change the graphics here. Boys, we're going to go from one NXT overseas. It's always a nice transition, very easy transition to go from NXT UK to NXT stateside. So, John DeConnie, the match that Johnny Gargano was fearing, it happened. And then the result that he was fearing, that also happened.
Yeah, exactly. And I had picked Gargano just because, I'm a Johnny Wrestling fan. What can I say? As soon as they started with the 14 years to the day from the start of his career, Bronson crap. Well, that's how it worked out. But there was a lot of fun along the way. First of all, the minute the bell rings, Gargano scampers for the door. And he got pretty damn close. So that was very entertaining just to start. Then he gets lawn darted into the cage by Bronson Reed. He's stuck on the – it's Bronson Reed's time. Yeah, it certainly was. Gargano is stuck on the far side of the rope, so he's squeezed between the ropes and the cage. Now, I don't know if this was meant to be comedy or if this was a legit botch, but he kind of went for a spear. He went for a spear and didn't really get any air because I guess his heels hit the cage, and he wound up getting caught in a Randy Orton-esque draping DDT. Reed would then later catch him, try to climb out, give him a Samoan drop from the second buckle. Then the two of them were walking the cage along the top rope, and Johnny hit a sunset bomb off of that top rope. That was a pretty spectacular spot for him, getting control of Reed in that way. But, he had Gargano hits a Poison Rana later. That looked just pretty fantastic, the fact that he got it on Reed. And, of course, as expected, Austin Theory was, being that annoying little gnat on the outside. He slammed the door on Reed at one point. He was climbing the cage, inside and out with Reed and got swatted off of it. And that's pretty much where it ended after swatting Theory off the cage. Reed turned around, hit a middle of the ropes splash to Gargano, who was on all fours, flattened him out, thought about going for the door, but instead went back up to the top buckle. Tsunami, new champ, Bronson Reed.
Yeah, 14 years to the day, and his wife was there. It was just you gotta be one cruel SOB to not give him the title at that point. Just fold it up and then that's it. John, the kind of staying with you. Legado del Fantasma, a backstage interview. They want MSK. They were interrupted by Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher, who also want MSK. So we honked our horns and we thought about it.
Yeah, they're saying, where's our title shot? We beat these guys. Where's our title shot? Thatcher and Ciampa get in their face and say, whoa, you never beat us. Well, Ciampa says that. More importantly, Thatcher then got right in Legado's face, and, he breaks off a little El Gato no tiene zapatos. And as we all know, those are fighting words. So they're gonna tie it up later on in the show. Well, we get 15 minutes of these four, tearing the place down. Just a fantastic, great chemistry, fantastic tag match. And Ciampa winds up on the floor at one point where he's attacked by the grizzled young veterans. They lump him up on the floor a little bit, roll him right back in, and the Legados hit their, side Russian leg sweep, or maybe it's a Mexican leg sweep with the step-up Enziguri combo for the win. And Legados are moving on, and they are going to, I think 2 weeks from now on June the 1st, they get MSK and their tag title shot.
Yeah, it was 2 weeks from last week, so next week we'll be picking that match on this show. Cameron Grimes arrived at the arena in his Rolls Royce. Maybe didn't have the backup horn that we've been hearing in the background here. I did call security. They were on their way to let him out. I hope he comes over and yells at me for not letting him out. Oh, there he goes. Never mind. He's gone. So he asked Jake Atlas to park his car for him. That didn't sit well with Jake. Jake made a Ted DiBiase side joke. So they fought about it. That was a scene. Seemed like that was a theme to NXT last week. It's two guys that will sit, and then they fought about it. So Cameron Grimes, then Jake Atlas got the win after Ted DiBiase came out. The music was playing. Whatever, forget Grimes is whatever, the video package at the beginning. But when the music came out and the money, the dollar signs and the Titantron and everything the gold was tripping, I was 10 years old. I was smiling the whole entire time. I am right now. Just this is just, man, does that take you back, that music? So actually next week, apparently, I don't know if this is going to come to a head. I don't know what any of this means, but we're going to have $1 million face-off. Your guess is as good as mine, John Smith.
I've got Ted DiBiase coming out on top no matter what this ends up being. I know it's not a match. I know that much. They're not going to put DiBiase in the ring like that, but whatever happens, he's coming out on top, and I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, there's going to be a lesson here, John Licani. I don't know what the lesson is going to be. You know, he's been in his face a couple times before trying to teach him. You don't buy the booth. You don't rent the booth. You buy the whole bar, or you buy the whole club. So, like, I don't. Is there going to be a lesson here?
Yeah, I'm holding out hope that $1 million belts, bringing that into NXT, that would really be fun and funny. But I'm hoping somewhere along the line that DiBiase becomes his mentor, and then they become an unstoppable team together.
Yeah, because I mentioned this a while ago. This is, John Smith. I know I always point to you every time we say WrestleMania 18, but this is Diamond Dallas Page and Christian all over again. This is going to be like DDP was trying to mentor him, and the minute that Christian did one thing right, he failed 5 times, and he did one small thing right. All right, screw you, Peyton. And then he beat him up, and that's where they had their match, the European Championship match at WrestleMania 18. So I'm hoping it goes a little bit farther than that. But yeah, they're introducing the $1 million belt as Ted DiBiase's protege. I think that would be a lot of fun. Where are the expectations on here? Where's Ted DiBiase Jr.? I don't know. Is he still happy? Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, we're getting celebratory facials. John Smith, stop laughing. Get your mind out of the gutter. And they called Loomis a loser. Loomis, being the stalker that he is, like he's a straight up stalker, was actually standing right there massaging Indy's temples. Why do we feel sorry for this guy? Like, I don't mind getting this. The guy is
he's so sweet.
He's so sweet.
He doesn't shut up.
This is just going against everything. Oh, man. Anyway, he heard the whole thing. He left heartbroken. Okay, so he does have a heart. He is doing this out of, I guess, goodwill. I guess his methods are a little. But then again, I guess most stalkers, the methods are a little shaky. The heart's, I guess, maybe in the right place somewhat. But anyway, so when they went to go pay for the facials, Candice's card got declined. And then for however reason, this woman actually had Candice's credit report, her bill from her credit card. And the flowers are on there, and the chocolates are on there. Everything that was given to Shopper Moonheart that was supposedly from Dexter Loomis was actually from Indy. Instead of getting mad at Candice for doing this, I guess that part didn't click. The thing that clicked was Dexter still loves me, so she was off back to being a giddy schoolgirl again. So that's going to be continued tonight. So that'll be fun. Killian Dane defeated Alexander Wolf after Wolf hesitated using a chair. And he received a high crossbody. Wolf was then unceremoniously kicked out of Imperium. And as we found out the next day, he was future endeavored by WWE. So I'm not sure what happened there. But unfortunately, Alexander Wolf, I guess he's got his 90-day no-compete. And maybe you couldn't just send him back over with Walter. I don't understand what happened on that one.
Yeah.
John Smith. There was another Diamond Mine video package. I still have no idea. Any thoughts? Everyone's saying, is it supposed to be Tessa? I don't think Tessa's in this.
I don't know what to think of this. I really don't. I have not even the slightest clue what it could be. Honestly, sorry.
Yeah, it looks
not the hot take.
Yeah, it looks like it's like one of those fake MMAs. Fighting ring, like that fake UFC stuff that you can do. You can see, like, where they just, roll around on the map, pretend that they're fighting each other. Like that fake stuff. I don't know if people watch that stuff. It's terrible. Anyway, John Smith, Hit Row made their in-ring debut.
Yeah, they did. I mean, we've seen Ashanti the Adonis for a while, mostly on 205. He has been on NXT here and there. But we've never seen Top Dollar before, besides being a collector on the History Channel or whatever channel that show is on that he's doing. But he's very imposing, very intimidating, and especially with that roster, he towers over everybody. He did a sick double move where it was like a power slam and a Samoan. Or no, it was a fall-away slam and a Samoan drop at the same time to Tony Nese and Daivari. Nothing bad I could say about them. They cut a nice little promo after the fact. They're coming after Bronson Reed, it seems, because they said whoever wins the NXT North American title. So It looks like they're going after that. But I'd like to see them in the tag team division also. I'd like to just see some gold in there, whether it be either of those titles, because I like where they're going, and I think they need something like that to give them credibility.
Yeah, they can hit everything. If Swerve goes after the North American title, then was it Fab B? Was it
B-Fab?
B-Fab. It's close. B-Fab, she's going to be in the women's division eventually. I know that's a tough hill to climb to get to the top of that, mountain. But there's no reason why Shante and Top Dollar. Again, I think it was a what did I have it wrote down as? Death Valley suplex. For the win, right? He had him on the shoulders and then up, down. That was pretty good. Saray defeated Aaliyah after her overhead side suplex. Robert Stone was apparently going through the Godfather's closet for his wardrobe selection on that one. So looking more forward going with Robert Stone. I spy a Jersey guy. That was the biggest thing I got out of that match. I knew Saray was going to kick her ass. I love Aaliyah. I wish she would just give her something to do better than this. But Robert Stone's wardrobe. There we go. And then John Smith, the show kicked off. Tony Storm and Zoe Stark. I'll lead you into this. So Zoe Stark kicked out of Storm Zero, right? I was shocked. I like, Tony's done. Tony did a move. You said the same exact thing. You called it the same exact thing I did. What the bleep was that?
I've watched it probably a few dozen times at this point, just looped over on Twitter and just now watching the match back, before the show started. It's, she grabs her behind like in a bulldog choke, but then she drapes her over her back, gets her upside down, and then spikes her, switches arms in the process and spikes her in a DDT. And it's the coolest move I've ever seen. Triple H was my favorite because of the pedigree back when I was like 11 years old. I just loved that move. Like, this is the type of move that makes people a fan of you. I love this move. She could do it to anyone because it's a leverage thing. And, as far as the match goes, this is the way the match should have went the first time they wrestled, because Tony Storm's that much better than Zoe Stark. She gave Zoe Stark a name, and now she just dominated her and spiked her on her head.
Unbelievable. That was absolutely crazy. So real quick, we're almost at that point, John Smith, just to let you know. We have 3 matches to pick coming up. Actually, there's going to be 4. One of them is going to be a little bit of it's in action. We're going to be getting, actually, after Tony and Zoe Stark, after their match, it was completely the celebration of Tony Storm's new what the bleep was that finishing maneuver. Was interrupted by Frankie Monet to remind us that her world premiere is tonight. So Frankie Monet will be competing against In Action in her first match in WWE. And I will be honest, whatever, she's going to get the win here, and that's fine. Again, Twitter is a fun thing because you get to see some behind the scenes pics, and there was a picture of, Frankie and her husband, John Morrison. John's throwing it out there. Like, congratulations, you made it. Like, good luck in your match tonight. It's fun. So this was a dream of Frankie Monet's for quite some time now. So congratulations to her. Hope she enjoys her moment. And then if she ever crosses Casey Catanzaro again, she's going to get her ass kicked. Hey. So going forward, we have, I guess, in the women's tag team division, while Indy and Candace are off at the spa, I guess Shopper Moonholt, I guess they called out Dakota and Raquel. So I guess Dakota and Raquel, they're still in the tag team division. They're still going to be competing for those titles as well. So we got Shopper Moonheart against 2 girls with attitudes, John Smith. What do you got?
I got Shotzi and Ember here. I think this is going to be the start of us visualizing the split between Dakota and Raquel moving towards being a face.
Okay, John LeConnie.
I like that scenario. I was thinking more along the lines maybe Mercedes Martinez gets involved and kind of, ties Raquel up, leaving Dakota Kai alone. But either way, I agree with John that Shotzi and Ember probably take this.
There you go, John DeConnie. Want to show off the present? There's a reason why it's so big, James, because there's only one person can fit on a mug that big.
I can fit my fist. Oh, no, I can't fit my fist in it.
Yep, Andre the Giant. I will eliminate you. I'm rooting for Dakota. I want one more run. I don't want to put both titles on Raquel, though. Yeah, this has got Shopper Moonheart run all over. I wonder if she got the tank fumigated from Frankie's dog. I don't know. Pete Dunne had a sit-down interview with that Sports Illustrated guy. He said, "I've conquered the UK. Now it's time to conquer the US." Then fast forward, Bobby Fish is back. We found that out last week, and he wants Pete Dunne, due to the injury Bobby Fish sustained during War Games at the hand of Pat McAfee and friends, which Pete Dunne was a part of. I believe it was a torn tricep, John DeConnie?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got two guys in two different worlds here. You got a guy that's completely dominating, pushing for another world title opportunity. I don't think Bobby can do this, John DeConnie. I know he's back, and normally the guy gets the hot tag off injury, quote unquote, exactly. The hot tag back into things to get going. But
I guess against just about anyone else on the roster, you'd think Bobby Fish is back. We get ourselves a little happy ending, and Bobby Fish gets a win, gets on a roll, but not against Pete Dunne. I don't see it happening. No. I think Dunne, all right, his triceps have now been stitched, back up to his shoulder blade and whatnot, but I think he might leave with some broken fingers tonight.
Yeah, right. Jeez, John Smith, you gonna give Bobby Fish a chance, or how do you take your fish? Done, right?
Yeah, normally Pete Dunne wins all of his matches clean, even though he's the heel. But I think the rub that Bobby Fish is going to get here is that Pete Dunne's going to have to cheat to win this one. And possibly only Lorcan gets involved, or maybe there's, a big old thumb to the eye at some point or whatever. But I think that's going to be the thing. Like, oh, yeah, he couldn't beat me clean. And then it's going to snowball from there. I don't see this ending anytime soon.
Yeah, thumb to the eye can stop anybody, even Andre. Thumb to the eye.
Yeah.
How big you are.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Thumb to the eye. And then the one match that they've been hyping up for the past 2 weeks, they gave it 2 weeks to, whatever the video packages and whatnot. So we're getting a rematch from NXT Stand and Deliver for the NXT Championship. Finn Balor looking to become the first ever 3-time NXT champion. Karrion Kross looking for his first title defense. He is 6-0, and I do believe he is undefeated lifetime in NXT as well. In singles competition, we all know that he these two took an L, both these guys. This is the Oni Lorcan consolation match, right? Jeez. John Smith, who do you got in this one?
Yeah, there's the NXT title, and above that, Oni Lorcan.
Oni Lorcan.
Yeah. So yeah, they're just fighting for second place. But unless we see the Demon come out, and even then, I feel like Karrion Kross might still win. But I got Karrion Kross guaranteed coming out of this match with the belt.
All right. I'm going to stick with that one too, John DeConnie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to concur. I think, this cements Kross as the beast that he is. Not that I think anyone on this panel needs convincing, but I think Balor winds up on the wrong side of this one again.
Yeah, this is coming, James. This is coming. It's bound to happen.
Finn Balor is beating. Finn Balor's going to beat Walter at the end of the year after Walter hits 1,000 days as champion. That's what's happening.
Yeah. All right, John Smith, I do believe you have to go run an errand real quick, and we'll get back to you as soon as you get back, pal. We'll be here waiting.
All right, take me out. I'm leaving.
Copy that. John DeConnie, that just leaves me and you in a romantic setting to talk a little Impact. This is Swingers Palace. This is all of us. There you go.
He's gonna light the candles here. Everything's nice and romantic.
So the big takeaway from Impact, John DeConnie, I gotta put up nameplates here. We don't have a nameplate for this. Producer Joe, I apologize. We weren't expecting this. So the big takeaway, from Impact, obviously, you know, there was huge matches, everything. Caleb is okay. His neck brace is off. That was the big reveal that we've been waiting for. Inspiration. I was talking about it yesterday morning on the Daily Wrestling News Show, John Licani. Inspirational story, you know, right up there with Edge and Daniel Bryan. And it's, you know, the neck injuries, they're the worst kind. And Caleb battled back.
Yeah, and it is an inspirational story. I mean, they went into, you know, just how much, you know, this is the first time his neck feels as good as it ever has. And about 8 minutes and 52 seconds later, he gets bum rushed by Susan, Kimber, Deanna, Kira, Tasha, and gets the ever living hell beat out of him.
Right. Yeah, that didn't end well. The match ended. Tennille Dashwood defeated Kiara Hogan in a one-on-one match with the Raw roll-up. There goes Impact ripping off Raw. Yeah, there was a bleep show post-match. I had the notes are a mile long here. Whatever. There is to sum it up nicely. There is a 10 knockout tag this Thursday night on Impact. So we got Rachel Ellering. Not pictured. You got Havoc, you got Rosemary, and then you got the amazing tag team of Tennille Dashwood and Taylor Wilde. Now, John Licani, us being from Jersey, Wildwood, is this not a given here?
It's perfect.
Going against the tag team champions, one from Jersey, the knockout champion from Jersey, Susan, and that's Kimberly, apparently. That's what I've been told. So, but Kimberly is in the match. But we got two girls from Jersey on one team, John Licani. That does not bode well for the other, in my opinion.
Yeah, but because this isn't really for anything in particular, just to play contrarian, I'll go with the faces here. You got, Taylor Wilde just coming back in, and Tennille, who's trying desperately to make themselves into a team. So give me the faces. I know where you're going. We can be on opposite sides.
Yeah, it would be. I'm like Gianna and Tasha on the same, but I'm a huge Tennille fan too. I'm very torn in this whole Deanna versus Tennille thing. Can't they just be healed separately and just make me happy in their own little ways? I don't want them fighting each other. That's not fun. In all seriousness, though, we had to tie those two together because I wanted to make sure I made the joke that Caleb's neck was okay, and that was the big story. But there is a huge story, the main event. Ace Austin, Madman Fulton, they had the tag team champion. I think we all picked them last week, John.
Yeah, because they mentioned it earlier in the show. FinJuice, they name dropped some New Japan teams backstage. Said, we're bringing these back with us, and anybody who wants them, step up and we'll knock you down. We're leaving for Japan tomorrow. So, it made sense that, they're not leaving with those belts. Not again. They're not going away for another month. But Ace Austin and Madman Fulton, just
he just beat it out. Yeah, Bob Orton's still in the cast, I think, right?
But Austin and Madman Fulton couldn't quite get it done. Dave Finlay hit a stunner on Fulton, and Fulton kind of spun right around into the kill switch by Juice. And we had, about 16 and a half minute back and forth, and a fantastic match. These four really put on a hell of a match. And, Fulton, being a big man, he can move at times. So this was a really fun match. But FinJuice got it done. But that's not where the story ends, folks.
No. They very nice how Rhino all of a sudden started carrying that trophy around. We forgot Rhino won this at Bound for Glory. And I kind of just forgot what it was. It was kind of like when Ace Austin carrying around the Super X. I kind of forgot that was a cash-in.
Exactly. So the Violent by Design music hits, and they slow walk it out to the ring. Like they were all trying to keep pace behind Eric Young, who obviously is limping in the big knee brace and whatnot. They took their time getting down there, and FinJuice are looking at the referee like, all right, what's going on here? And Rhino then, someone talks to the referee. Rhino's call your shot trophy gets handed in. Once again, FinJuice are like, I don't understand. I mean, now? We got to fight now?
Yeah.
And ding, 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 we have ourselves an Impact Tag Team Championship match. Rhino cuts Dave Finlay in half with a gore, and Doring grabs the wrist of Juice Robinson he hits a Death Valley driver, never lets go of the wrist, picks him right back up, and gives him, the old Jake Roberts short arm clothesline. And 48 seconds later, we have new Impact Tag Team Champions. And the new vision by Eric Young has come to fruition, and it is violent by design.
Yeah, and somebody put up the picture. I believe it was Impact Wrestling on some Twitter. I don't know if it was Twitter or Facebook. I use probably Facebook. I'm always on Facebook instead of Twitter. But this is only Rhino's second championship in Impact. So the first one was the Bound for Glory that I shoot up all the time.
Yeah.
He only held that for like 4 or 5 days until Jeff Jarrett beat it back. That was 15 years ago. So it's been 15 years in Rhino's championship reigns in Impact. So good for him. Moose did an in-ring promo. Some hard truth. From Don Callis. Callis came out and interrupted him. Along with Kenny Omega, some hard truths here. He called him out, called all the failures in Moose's career, never winning a world championship, not even in a Ring of Honor. That was a shock. And then not even winning any Super Bowls. That was like a tough pill to swallow too in Moose's football career. So,
meanwhile, this guy
Gallows comes Gallows and Anderson. Here comes Sami Callihan. Apparently, Sami Callihan has some type of, what does it say? He's going to kick off the show. Him and Moose kind of got into it in the back. Moose not needing his help. Sami Callihan pretty much said, I'm not trying to help you. I'm trying to protect my brand and get my title back. So Sami, of course, is on Team Impact. He's Impact through and through. He's signed many contract renewals. I keep on see old habits. I finally got used to putting the 3 graphics up, and now it's a problem if I do. He signed many contract renewals over the years, Sami Callihan. So he did the ultimate job as he swallowed his pride and put over a female when a lot of guys probably would have done that. So,
yep.
Shout out to Sami. Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering, they wanted to get back into the ring to shake off losing the Knockouts tag team titles. So Jordan said she'd go to Scott D'Amore. She got the match. But they weren't facing another team. They got a match against each other.
Yeah, Rachel seemed just a little bit surprised by that one. But, I think Thick Mama Pump, she is so close to blowing her stack. She is just pissed at everything. There's no more smiling. So she went to Scotty. She got the match. These two, they shook before their lockup. They had a good, clean match. Nobody took any liberties. And in the end, nobody hit a finisher. There was nothing devastating. They just, they started rolling. There was a series of back and forth pins, combos, and reversals. And eventually it was Rachel that leaned into a high stack and got the 1, 2, 3. And afterwards, once again, Rachel, kind of put out her hand like, okay, we did what we had to do. We're back in the ring. We're back, let's get rolling again. And I thought it was coming right there, but Jordan Grace, she matted it down, tamped it down a little bit more. They had their show of respect. They had their handshake. So far, no one's gotten hurt, but something tells me, her boiling point is very near.
Yeah, so we go from respect between wrestlers to a complete lack of respect between wrestlers, where W. Morrissey completely destroyed Rich Swann during Rich Swann's backstage interview. So I guess that's where they're going with that. That's an interesting, intriguing matchup, especially size-wise. Khali versus Rey Mysterio here. It kind of reminded me of that. So I guess we'll be talking about that going forward. John DeConnie, Rich Swann versus W.C. Moore, potentially against all odds in a couple of weeks. The show started. I'm sorry, what was that?
No, I was just going to say that when Swann initially made the save when Marcy was beating the hell out of Willie Mack after their match at the Impact Plus special there, I think Ryan and I talked about it the next week. I for a minute there, I thought it was going to wind up being Swann and Willie, and maybe Morrissey was going to bring in an old tag team partner of his. But, it's kind of odd to see that it's going to wind up being Swann and Morrissey just by themselves. But, let's see if Morrissey can do more than just big man wrestling, because Swann will test him.
We don't need Enzo. Please, no.
I'm not saying I was
I'm not. John. I'm sitting here. I shoot off the Garden State, our beloved New Jersey, every single week. Never betting against them. Even when the chips are down, I'm taking Casey or I'm taking Tasha. Enzo just kills me that he's from New Jersey. It really just kills me. Absolutely kills me.
Like I said, I was not rooting for it. It just looked like that's where it was headed. I'm actually kind of relieved that it seems that that's not where it's headed now.
Let's just hope Scott D'Amore is not watching the show this week. I know Scott D'Amore and Don Callis are regulars watching the Essential Wrestling Podcast. I just hope they're just taking it off and they're not. The match opened. Rohit Raju defeated Jake something after a suplex near the ropes where Shira pulled the legs out from under Jake something, causing Rohit to land on him, onto Jake for the cover. And then Shira held his feet down. What WrestleMania is this, John DeConnie? What match? WrestleMania 5.
Oh, WrestleMania 5. Yeah, I'm terrible on the spot.
This is how Rick Rude won the Intercontinental Championship from the Ultimate Warrior. Heenan pulled out Warrior's legs, held them down under the ropes. Referee never saw it. Rude with the pin on top. There you go. Jake then proceeded to beat the hell out of Shira with a chair. And then he speared him through a table, all while ignoring Rohit Raju on the ramp, specifically telling Jake to stop it.
I don't know if that's
did nothing physically. Rohit did nothing physically to help Shira. He was trying to verbally stop Jake something. I guess maybe Jake didn't hear him. I don't know.
Emotions were high.
So a little bit of weird, a little bit of shade from TJP here at Swingers Palace, John DeConnie. First, a friend is a friend here. He freed Falaba from Falaba's services as a ballerina. I guess a ballerella or whatever that was called. That was horrifying. Shout out to Johnny Swinger. I guess TJP was winning. We got the wrong reel, Daddy. Where's the one that says the coal miner's glove? So that shout out to Johnny Swinger on that one. But then TJP, after he freed him, he's like, man, it's like, where were you? I was looking for you. I had to cheat with Petey Williams last week. Like, it was some kind of horrible thing. And then here comes Petey. Like, I'm Petey Williams. I'm pissed too. Yeah. So Petey went to Scott D'Amore. They had the great relationship. Petey was exactly right. Scott D'Amore used to be his manager for Team Canada. Petey got into Josh Alexander again. They're two Canadians. Both from Ontario. I believe Petey's from Windsor and Josh is from Toronto. But they got TJP and Falaba. Like, I'm going with the Canadians here, just sheer disrespect from TJP on this one, John DeConnie.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I think Petey might even even though he's teaming with the X Division champion, I think Petey might even get the pinfall here. So
get the Canadian Destroyer on. Screw him.
Exactly.
And then last but not least, Brian Myers jumped Matt Cardona in the back. Again, this is not ending, which is fine. I'm enjoying these two fighting. So that's there we go. John DeConnie, we're going to pull you off screen for 5 seconds here. John Smith is back from his errand. We're going to bring in Ryan Joy as well from minutestobelltime.com. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. We're going 4 strong here, boys. Ryan, how are things going today?
Yeah,
I see you backstage. Are you okay? I know you're doing something.
All good. Thanks, Al. Glad to be here. Happy for Double or Nothing.
Yeah, there we go. Real quick, Ryan, before we get into Double or Nothing. So between us, all right, no one's watching. Pretend no one's watching right now. Does she like it too? Maggie May watching right now. Is she gonna chime in here? I don't want to get you in trouble.
We're talking about Pro Wrestling Pick'em, right?
Yeah, Pro Wrestling Pick'em. Again,
yeah, she likes it too.
Eugenics Total Tape. Frank Thomas and Doug Flutie. They never steer us wrong.
Well,
okay, so we're going to take the Impact logo off. We're going to put we'll put these. No, actually, you know what? It's a pay-per-view. We'll do Pro Wrestling Pick'em. Boom. There we go. Play against your friends. Play against the universe. Make sure you go to ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Join the Easter. Just all the Eastern Observer logo. Join the Essential Wrestling Podcast pool. It's a public pool for everybody. You can play against us, Gary Mehaffy, Dana, Tyler Adelle, Travis Severance from the Daily National News Show, He is in it as well. We are all in it. We all have a lot of fun. We play against each other. Here are the overall standings going into Double or Nothing. John Smith in the lead by 8 points, if my math is correct. John Smith going 22-5. He's killing it right off the bat. I'm right behind Gary, 2 points. John the Con, a couple points behind me. Ryan, Tyler, and Travis looking to hit triple digits after the show. We all did pretty well at Blood and Guts here. 5 of us went perfect. Travis decided to bet against Cody. I guess he's not really listening to John Smith's portrayal that Cody books himself to win every single week. So Travis, if you're listening, Cody books himself to win every single week. Tyler actually bet against Brick Baker against inaction, so we'll just leave Tyler at that. Here's the scoring. Ryan Joy, you and I discussed. This is the biggest show of the year. This is the big show of the calendar year for AEW. So they're getting the big points. 25 points for the AEW Championship match, 15 points for all other title matches, 5 points for the non-title matches. Interpromotional matches get a 5-point bump. I do not believe there are any. So we'll just leave that there for now. If there is a kickoff match announced, which they will announce on Friday, I believe we discussed, that will be added as well. So make sure you pick that. That will count as well. Make sure you pick that when you go on Friday or Saturday. And then Perfect Pay-Per-View, if you go Henning, you will get the bonus 25 points.
Sorry, it's my stomach.
What was that?
That was a rice spinner going by my window.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that was you?
So last week on Dynamite, Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston, they defeated the Acclaimed after a tandem paradigm shift. Very impressive move. The Young Bucks, they defeated the Varsity Blondes after Pillman was in a sharpshooter. Nick Jackson sprung off the top rope and drove his face into the mat. So that was pretty cool as well. Then Moxley and Kingston strolled out, and they beat the snot out of the Bucks. So that is our AEW Tag Team Championship match for Double or Nothing. It is not a secret that this is the best tag division on the map today. So these are probably the biggest belts in the world. The Young Bucks have them. Mox and Kingston, they're going to get it done, Ryan Joy.
As long as the Young Bucks don't bring up some sort of oral session with Jon Moxley's wife, like the Acclaimed did, I think the Bucks are going to take away with this. I think the Bucks are going to retain.
All right, Bucks retaining. John Smith.
This one is really hard to pick. I'm going to go with Moxley and Kingston, though. It's more I'm going with my heart than anything.
So, I'm sorry. So who do you got on that one?
Moxley and Kingston.
Okay, sounds good. John DeConnie, sorry.
Yeah, if this weren't for the titles, I'd have Moxley and Kingston, but I'm assuming the Bucks are somehow going to cheat, whether it's the cold spray or microphone gets involved. Somehow the Bucks win it by nefarious means.
I got Mox and Kingston as well, John Smith. I'll go with you on this one. I just think that Moxley's not getting pinned. Anyway, I think Kingston is the one that goes down here. If they do win, it's not like Mox is. I don't want to say he's unbeatable. I think Mox can take out both Bucks at the same time. I think Mox is that badass. He can beat up both Bucks at the same time. That's where I'm going with that one. So give me new tag team champions in Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. Check. Christian Cage, he defeated Matt Sydal with the kill switch. Then Ricky Starks came out, talked some smack. Then Brian Cage. It's too many people named Cage here. I should have put an initial in front of that one. At least put them by their first name. Brian Cage and Powerhouse Hobbs came out and they attacked Christian. Hangman Cage came to the rescue. Literally told Ricky Starks to hold his drink. So I thought that was pretty funny. So we have the Casino Battle Royal. I had the Wikipedia, the numbers, not the numbers, but the history of the Casino Battle Royal. This will be the third men's match. The first two were won by Adam Page, who came in as the Joker at Double or Nothing 2019, and then Lance Archer won at 2020 All Out. Should be a question, who was the Joker at that one?
Matt Sydal.
Yeah. The women had a Casino Battle Royal as well. That was won by Nyla Rose. That was at All Out 2019. And then there was a tag team Casino Battle Royal recently at their last pay-per-view at Revolution that was won by Rey Fenix and that no good dirty bastard Pac. So here are the participants. This is in alphabetical order, I guess numerical first. We got members of the Dark Order in 10, Colt Cabana, even Uno. You got Anthony Bowens, Dustin Rhodes, Griff Garrison. The list goes on and on. The Acclaim's in there. Matt Seidel's in there. Matt Hardy and Private Party in there. Lee Johnson representing the Nightmare Family with Dustin Rhodes. Powerhouse Hobbs, El Pento, Zero Miedo, John Smith's best friend, my best friend. No Butcher, just the Blade. So we'll leave this up here real quick so you guys can check. John Smith, those question marks on the bottom, you got to kind of figure that's who the Joker's going to be.
Yeah, of course. And, yeah, I'd like to see it be Andrade, but I think that's just a pipe dream. But I think I don't know who it's going to be, but I'd like to say that Dustin Rhodes is going to win, but I don't think so. I think they're going to go with question marks.
All right, going to go with question marks. Right. Tyler Dell, I know, is going to be going question marks. Yeah, if he's watching this, maybe he won't know that there's somebody in it, but I know he's going to think it's CM Punk. Brian Joy, is CM Punk finally?
No, not CM Punk. The wild card, the Joker, won the first Casino Battle Royal. It was Hangman Page. I think this is how you get Christian a title shot. I think he's going to win this. The question marks, I'll throw out Daniel Bryan.
Wow, that would be
no way.
That would be some stuff right there. John Connie.
Yeah, well, I agree with Ryan 100% in the fact that this is how we get Christian Cage a title shot, so he can show us how he outworks everyone and then doesn't actually win. As for the question marks, maybe we get some nice little pop for some New Japan involvement here, but honestly, I don't have any idea.
No, I have no idea. Actually, AEW, I'll give them credit. They're pretty good with this question mark stuff. Matt Sydal, the one gave that. He was a question mark last year when he came out as a Joker. So that was kind of a surprise. And Ethan Page was a Joker during the ladder match, right? There was a surprise in a ladder match. They're pretty good out there. I don't know who else is out. I think the only person that's out there that's not under a 90-day no-compete clause, what's his name? Adam Thornstowe from Reno Scum. So is it Adam Thornstowe?
Sure.
Well, Andrade doesn't have one, and Daniel Bryan doesn't have one. But it's probably more likely to be Sami Callihan or something.
All right, well then, SpongeBob on me then. My bad.
You know what? I'm going to switch. I'm switching to Christian.
There you go. Jump on board. Yeah, Christian, he's winning this, and then it doesn't matter who wins the triple threat at the end. Christian is going to be your next AEW World Champion. Hangman Page. All right, here we go. Hangman Page has a match with Joey Janela on Friday, and I am specifically, Hangman's going to beat Joey. Okay, that's fine. Hangman Page takes down Jersey on his way to double or nothing. Okay, fun. Brian Joy's having fun at my expense. That's great. He made my pick very, very clear for Saturdays now, because now Hangman Page, he's going to get trucked again by Brian Cage. I'm going Brian Cage on this one, Ryan.
Yeah, I've got Hangman Page here. Just a FYI though, the pay-per-view's on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. What did I say? Friday?
Saturday.
It's
Yeah, I think that the whole.
Fun. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is fun. So Dynamite this week's on Friday. The pay-per-view's on Sunday. Now, they're not. They're not trying to be WWE at all, Mr. Khan. We're not WWE at all, Mr. Khan.
I mean, WWE hired a president with the same last name as AEW's president. There goes WWE ripping off AEW.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that the Brian Cage win a few weeks ago just made this match interesting. Because if they put this match, just randomly threw this together, now, we would all feel about it the same way that we felt about the Dynamite match. Oh, Hangman Page is going to definitely win, and he probably is going to win on this pay-per-view.
Yeah, we got snuck before thinking that Page was the golden boy. He's going to be up. Oh, I got to take down El Idolo. He's going to be the one that takes down Kenny Omega, or at least attempts to. We were all up, and we all got wrong. Is that AEW, they make sure that the better wrestler wins. John DeConnie.
Yeah, well, I've got Hangman Page, assuming that Cage and all of Team Taz don't jump him again before he has a chance to get to the ring. I've got Page taking out Janela and then taking out Cage at the pay-per-view.
All right, John Smith.
Yeah, I got Hangman also, and I think the Dark Order is going to have his back.
Yeah, there you go. So there's the interference, and there's the answer to the interference. So, okay, so there was an in-ring interview with Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. They talked some smack, and then they got their asses kicked by Sting and Darby Allin. So on Friday night on Dynamite, it's going to be Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky against Evil Uno and Stu Grayson of the Dark Order. How is Stu Grayson out of that anyway? And then Darby Allin's actually going to be fighting Cesar Bononi, all going into Sunday night. That's not the Stadium Stampede match, but it's going to be Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky against Sting and Darby Allin, who are formidable tag team, 5-2 together as a team. So this will be Sting, as Tony Schiavone was pointing out over and over and over again in many promos, that this will be Sting's first live in-ring action in 6 years or 7 years or whatever it was. I don't know. I heard Schiavone and I just tune out. John Smith.
Thanks, Seth Rollins.
And yeah, Seth Rollins. John Smith, who do you got?
I got Sting and Darby winning this one. They're going to get their revenge for him getting thrown down the stairs.
Brian Joy.
Yeah, I agree with John. I think that Sting and Darby are going to win this, but ultimately, I think Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page are going to climb that tag team division ladder. I just don't think that's relevant to this match.
It's a tall ladder to climb, John DeConnie.
It certainly is, and for which reason I think they get started off on the right foot here, and I think they take Sky and Page take down Sting and Darby Allin.
Nice, good for that. Down with Sting. I'm taking Sting though. I'm not gonna. I think I'm already like 1-2 right now, so I gotta at least get the layup with Sting. Anthony Ogogo defeated Austin Gunn with a pop-up right cross, I believe is what put him down for the count. Was the referee stopped the match. They're doing a weigh-in on Dynamite Friday night. Now, Ryan Joy, before we met, I believe you told me you used to work at Carnivals guessing people weights here. So what is your prediction with Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo's weights?
I predict that Cody Rhodes will win the weigh-in because he won't weigh as much as Anthony Ogogo, so he wins.
That's your win?
Don't you? Okay. I mean, if it's a competition of who weighs less, that's usually better as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, it depends. I think Ogogo's got more muscle right now. I think he's
right. Anyway, so I think Cody's around 230 and Ogogo's around 245. That's what I think.
There you go. Maybe we should put that on it's not the pay-per-view. Never mind. All right, so who do you got? What do we have here? Then we got Cody, and here are the records. Cody and Anthony Ogogo.
Jeez.
Cody's going by the American Dream.
I'm going to pick Anthony Ogogo to win the match.
Against Miro. Miro's 4-0, though. That's pretty good.
Man.
You drinking? A little day drinking for Ryan Joy. I think I just got to go into work for minutes to bell time. Do a little day drinking. That's not fun.
I swear I deleted that.
Okay. Yeah, give me. For one night only, he's going to be the American Dream, and therefore I don't see him losing. So give me Cody.
John Smith, who's booking the winner for this match?
I believe Cody Rhodes is booking this.
I believe that too. So I'm going to pick Cody Rhodes. What about you?
Dude, this is one that he should not be winning. He should be putting this guy over.
And he will with a post-match beatdown. He will with a post-match beatdown.
Yeah, I'll go with Cody.
You can win with a Raw roll-up. Cody knows how to do a Raw roll-up. He's wrestled on Raw on several occasions. He knows how to do it, and he's done it to perfection, okay? So when that happens, Ogogo just gets up and, boom, pops him, and then Cody's a bloody mess, and then he doesn't have to take the loss.
So I'm
They've
the only
been
one who
building
picked.
his strikes up so much, though. Like, how does Cody, besides beating Cody Hogan, get through this match with a win? I don't get it, but it's going to happen.
Ryan,
pick
so
up?
yes, you're the only one on a go-go.
Okay, yeah, I guess so.
In the women's division, Serena Deeb defeated Red Velvet last week with a Serenity of the Arc to retain the NWA Women's Championship. A little more vicious side of Serena Deeb. I kind of like that. So hopefully, good things coming for her. Jade Cargill said once again she doesn't need a manager. And she actually turned down MJF's lawyer because he was the first one up as a bid. But she doesn't need a manager yet. She's still taking offers. Who knows? She's got an open challenge on Friday night. So tune in Friday night to see Jade Cargill completely mess up another female human being. It's going to be fun. And then at the pay-per-view on Sunday night, the Good Doctor finally gets her championship match. We have been waiting for this for, it seems like, an eternity. They are celebrating Hikaru Shida's 1 year anniversary, which I believe I saw was today or yesterday. I can't remember when I saw it. The 1 year anniversary when Shida won the AEW Women's Championship. They're going to celebrate her on Friday night. And then she is going to be in the waiting room to see the dentist on Sunday. Brian Joy, we have been waiting so long for Britt Baker to get this championship match and to win and become the AEW Women's Champion. Are we going to be let down?
First and foremost, I have to say I don't understand these graphics and how they are different on my computer right here in front of me and what you have. Britt Baker is 10-2. Hikaru Shida's 4-0. Also, my graphic has Cody listed, not Miro. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay. I'm just putting up what you send me. So
I think I sent you the wrong folder. I think that's exactly what happened. So anyway, what was your question? Britt Baker.
Are we going to be let down here? We've been waiting for Britt Baker for so long now. Are we going to get let down? Like, you're not going to save this for, like,
I don't know. It feels when in this situation, when AEW builds for a long time, I don't think they swerve us. And this has been such a long build to Britt Baker becoming champion. I think she's definitely going to become champion. I don't think there's a swerve coming here.
She's had to go through sinus fractures, bloodbath with Thunder Rosa. We got is it a go-go or is it a no-no? I should have saw that earlier. That's funny. I like that. James Wheeler chiming in some humor here. John the Con, you laughed at James Wheeler comment. So like I said, she's gone through a sinus fracture. She's gone through she was on crutches for a while because of the sinus fracture. That doesn't make any sense. But the bloodbath with Thunder Rosa, like the hell, man. Come on.
Yeah, she was in a wheelchair for a little while. I mean, the Good Doctor has been through it all. And I think this is finally her crowning moment. Hopefully on Friday night, Shida shines that belt up real nice for her championship celebration so that she can hand over a nice, shiny belt on Sunday.
Yeah, and John Smith, kudos to Hikaru Shida in a division that doesn't get a lot of praise for the women that are in it. This was a good championship run if it comes to an end. If it continues, it's going to be great. Because if you beat Britt Baker, then who else haven't you beat on this roster? She's beating everybody.
Yeah, she just had quite the run, but it's coming to an end because it's going to be DMD, baby!
Miro had an in-ring promo. He's going to defend the TNT title on Friday night against Dante Martin. Well, I'll put that up there real quick while I read this. And then against Lance Archer at Double or Nothing. So that's where we are on Sunday night. Archer came out and said he's going to make Miro his Bulgarian bitch. Miro replied that he agrees with Archer that everybody dies, and Miro insists that Archer should be the first one to go. So Miro has his first 2 title defenses on Friday and on Sunday. John Smith, any shot here? It's Rusev Day weekend. Like, any shot here for Archer?
No, they waited long enough to put it on Miro. They can't take it off him yet. And I know that Lance Archer's kind of in the same boat that Miro was in before he got the title, but I think it's going to be a while before Lance gets any singles gold. because Miro's going to have that a while.
John DeConnie.
I wish I felt more confident in this pick. I do not want to see them take it off Miro this quick, and I think that would be a damn shame. But, man, what do you do with Archer, if he's now lost 3 title shots, 2 just for the TNT title? I'm going with Miro. I'm not as confident.
About to say. I was looking at the notes of the next match thinking like, okay, well, everyone's just going to say, Ryan Joy, everyone's just going to say Miro. Oh, wait, what? Forget about that one. Ryan, you got Miro? I got Miro. It's Miro Day weekend.
Okay, so Miro, just for the record here, let everybody know, Miro's 5-0, Dante Martin's 7-1, and Archer is 9-2. So here's the thing. Maybe Dante Martin pulls a fast one and somehow shocks the world and wins the TNT championship.
Yeah,
and
exactly. You got to get through point A to get to point B. You're exactly right, Ryan.
And then maybe Miro is the wild card in the Casino Battle Royal.
Ooh.
Sets himself up to – now, I think the odds of that are extremely low, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Miro all weekend.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good thing to do. Dinner with the Pinnacle. They should be the foundation of AEW, but the Inner Circle is in their way. Fast forward to the Inner Circle is their in-ring promo. They're accepting the Spring Stampede match by saying they'll dance on their faces and then piss on their graves. So they're going to have a celebration on Friday night. That's a celebration, bitches. They're going to have a celebration for the Inner Circle because they are putting their faction on the line. If they cannot beat the Pinnacle, whatever you want to call them, Pinicole, in Spring Stampede, a match that they lost last year to the Elite and Matt Hardy, then they must disband. So also during the celebration, as I texted you guys earlier, Jake Hager was claimed off waivers by the Milwaukee Brewers. So good luck to Jake Hager in his baseball career. That was the most random thing that's ever popped up on my phone. So here we go. We got Pinnacle. We got the Inner Circle. We got Spring Stampede. Not picture as Wardlow, but we know he is probably the baddest dude that's in the Pinnacle. So John DeConnie, you are wearing a specific T-shirt right now with one of the participants.
Jericho forever. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of thing the Inner Circle normally would lose, but you got to think they learned the stadium from last year's match. So therefore, the Pineapple are coming in. It's not really home field advantage there. The Inner Circle has the home field advantage. So give me the Inner Circle to continue this whole blood feud on down the line.
All right. John Smith.
Oh, this is really hard to pick too, because I could see them like everybody can go their own separate way from the Inner Circle. Like Santana Ortiz can be an awesome tag team on their own. Sammy Guevara could be in the TNT picture on his own. Jake Hager can just be another Miro / Lance Archer.
Infielder.
Has their time run out? Like this would be the ultimate thing for the Pinnacle. For the resume, we broke up I'm going with the Pinnacle. I just talked myself into it.
All right, there you go. Ryan Joy, we got one for each here.
I'm with John Smith on this. I think the Pinnacle is going to take this, and as John pointed out, everybody's going to kind of go their own ways. But spinning out of this, I think Jericho takes time off, especially since he's touring pretty soon. Then the big feud coming out of this is going to be Sammy Guevara versus MJF.
Okay, I wasn't aware of Fozzie's tour schedule. I guess I should be, but
it's not.
I got the Inner Circle as well, only because I don't think they can all survive on their own. I think Hager can't. There's too many guys on the roster as it is. Like Santana and Ortiz, when do they ever fight if they're not in with the Inner Circle? They're not even appearing on Evolution or whatever. Like they'll be non-existent. Santana and Ortiz are gone if they lose this match. Sammy possibly can survive, but he's too small. Miro's gonna kick his ass. Archer's gonna kick his ass. Pac's gonna kick his ass. Like it's like I don't know, man. I think the Inner Circle. I think they need to stay together in a world of gang warfare. John Smith. I think the Inner Circle needs to stay together.
That's fair, but I think I think you're right. Like that would happen. Like guys would fall into obscurity, but I think they think a lot higher of themselves, and I think that they all think they can go out branch out on their own and be successful. So I don't think that's even coming into play. That thought process.
It's you got 107-man roster for 3 hours of network TV starting August 14th. You get the extra hour, 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Congratulations. I don't know how they got the rights to Rampage with the video game with Godzilla and the ape destroying buildings, but somehow they got it, and that's what they're doing. There's too many people, and that's why they're doing the gang warfare. Miro's the only one that's surviving on his own right now. Everybody else has a buddy. Even Sting and Darby Allin are buddy. I think it's just detrimental to people if you split them up.
Well, don't take it personally.
I'm just sticking with the inner circle.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega and Don Callis tried to persuade Orange Cassidy to forego their triple threat match at Double or Nothing so that Kenny could have 2 one-on-one matches. I think that was a fair question. Everybody wins on that. He's not trying to take the championship match away from Orange Cassidy. He just wants to, fight him one at a time. Orange didn't really care for that idea, but then again, does he really care about anything? So I guess he's got to make his decision on Friday. We know what the answer is going to be. That's relevant. So we got a triple threat match for the AEW Championship. Orange Cassidy and that no good, dirty bastard Pac. They're going to be challenging Kenny by God Omega. The world's champion, the champion of Mexico, the champion of Impact, the champion of TNA, which is also in Impact, and the champion of all Elite Wrestling. I'll take Kenny Omega. Screw it. I'll go out on a limb and take Kenny Omega. Ryan?
Okay, so Orange Cassidy is 8-1, Kenny Omega's 4-0, and Pac is 5-1. So, and the one in Pac and Omega, or I'm sorry, the one in Pac and Cassidy is actually their match that they both lost last week. So, I credit them both for the loss there.
Yeah, you don't believe in no contests, huh? Like that's just
no, a double count out. They both lose. It's a loss. Okay,
that's actually funny. I'm sorry, Travis with a funny haha right there. Same as Jordan McKay. Yeah, I see what you did there, Trav. Good work.
Stepping on my pick. You'll never know who I picked now.
No, I'm sorry. All right, John. John the Connie, sorry.
Oh, yeah. Give me Kenny Omega. Big shot.
John Smith.
If Pac wins this, it's going to be my biggest mark out moment of my entire life, probably.
Oh, yeah.
It's not happening.
I'm rooting for Pac in this one. I'm totally rooting for Pac on this one. Ryan Joy, I'll let you say what you said. I'm sorry to cut you off before.
Oh, yeah, no problem. I said better than Bockwinkel, better than Gotch, better than Greg Gagne, Vern Gagne, Flair, Hogan, Warrior. It's Kenny by God Omega.
Not better than Styles.
Ooh. Okay. So there was a backstage interview with Pac, and he's just pissed off. I forgot to mention that too. Now here's the last question before we start wrapping things up here. Real quick, yes or no? Ryan Joy, does Impact invade?
No.
John the Connie, Sami Callihan lead the charge. Sami Callihan and Eddie Edwards leading the charge into Jacksonville.
I think at best maybe we get someone in someone being used as the Joker, but not likely.
So you called it Impact Wrestler as a joke. All right, John Smith, are we getting an invasion here? You start this, please.
If they want to make the ending memorable, then they do an invasion. I would love to see it. I'll say yes, just because it's not part of our point system.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'd rather see that on Friday night as the go home.
Imagine that stupid ICU screen that Sami Callihan does in the Daly's place just goes to black. Sami and Eddie Edwards, like they're together of all two people together fighting for a common. As Striker loves to say, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. He loves that line. Ooh, I just said something bad. We'll just close it up quickly then. Let's just go right to what's coming up on the Eastern Observer family of networks here. We have the Primetime Rundown, powered by StreamYard with Joey Jarzenka, Ian Schreier, and Rob DeLuca, now airing at 6 p.m. on Friday nights as they take you through the world of sports right here on all Eastern Observer platforms. For more information, please go to theeasternobserver.com. Monday through Thursday, and sometimes on Fridays, we have the Daily Wrestling News Show at 10 a.m. And get your morning cup of joy with Ryan and his band of merry co-hosts right here, also on all of the Eastern Observer platforms. The Body Slam Brigade newsletter, over 4,200 subscribers receive this weekly column every Friday afternoon. Make sure you go to minutestobelltime.com to subscribe. The Body Slam Brigade by Ryan, for you for free. Black Cats NYC's. You want to hear something funny? The Black Guy. Okay, we've been promoting them since November, I believe, is when this album came out. Free Cake on all these platforms: Pandora, Apple Music, Deezer, SoundCloud. I copy and paste all my notes each week. It still says drop this past Friday, so I think that's kind of funny. I just never use that. But Free Cake, the new album from the Black Cats NYC. They do all of our music here at the Eastern Observer. Go check out their new album. And then there's ProWrestlingPick'em.com. Join us in the East. Again, I did it. The Essential Wrestling Podcast pool, or you can create a pool with your friends if you don't want to get bothered by anybody. We do have a private pool, so you can play along with your friends, or you can play against us. Do whatever you want to do. You can play whatever company you want to do. WWE, NXT, AEW. You can do them all. You can do some. However you want to do it. Make sure you go to ProWrestlingPick'em.com, create an account, and join a pool today to get in on all of the action for AEW Double or Nothing. Next week, we celebrate the winner of the main event of WrestleMania 11, number 56, Lawrence Taylor, episode 56. Of the Essential Wrestling Podcast. Man, we're up to 56 weeks already, and we're going into June 1st. We got June next week, boys. We're in June. How about that? All right. And we did all right for time. Hour 45. NXT starts in 15 minutes, and I got some traveling to do. Ryan Joy, anything from you?
No, sir.
John Smith?
Nah.
All right. John DeCon, anything before you take us home?
Now we're all good. Let's wrap it up.
All right, we're going to change something up a little bit right now. Unfortunately, some sad news that was reported to me first. She broke the news to me, reported to me by my 14-year-old stepdaughter, Kira, who I mentioned last week. She actually made me those coasters. One of them was her favorite wrestler, Alexa Bliss, and she texted me 7:30 this morning with the unfortunate news that Alexa Bliss's pet pig, Larry Steve, has passed away. He was days before his 4th birthday, so he led a very short life, but it looks like in this picture, this one, it was just a little piglet when they picked him up. It was the only episode of Total Divas that I saw. Was when the episode where Alexa got Larry Steve. I believe Rusev was in that episode as well because Lana was there. But so we're going to change this picture. Alexa Bliss, we love you. We are so sorry for your loss. And Larry Steve, you are forever in our hearts. We're waiting. John DeConnie, take it home.
Thank you for joining us. And as always, we wish you the best in all your future endeavors.
And now there's just one more thing left to do.
Oh.